Hey everybody, it's Christina. Welcome back to Christy's Corner. So today's video is kind of just for fun. Excuse me while I adjust my phone. Some of these things were covered in my last How We Hack Our Disney Trips video, but I just kind of wanted to share where we save and where we spend, certain things that we opt out of to save a few bucks, and then where we spend those few bucks that we just saved. So some of this, like I said, I've talked about before, but this is really specifics as far as what we do in regards to planning our Disney World trips and vacations. So let's just dive right into it. Number one, off season. I am probably a broken record with this, but I'm telling you, we save by going in the off season. Now, disclaimer, this probably wouldn't work as well if you have kiddos and you're having to deal with school schedules. But if it's just you and your significant other and all you have to do is figure it out with your work schedule, going in the off season tends to be slightly cheaper. The rates, I feel, are a little bit lower, and I feel like the ticket prices are a touch lower in the off season, which makes sense. You know, they're a business. Prices are high during the high peak season times. So we do go off season. However, this also is if you do not care for or need or want to do any of the water park type of things, because those are closed down during the off season. But even with that said, it's still enough of a value for us that it keeps us coming back time and time again to go into the off season to save us a few bucks. So number two, excuse me, sorry, I totally lost my track, you guys. Okay, watch for those yearly discounts. Now, when my husband and I book, we book way out, like a year or more out. So the beauty of that is we have time to watch for discounts. Now, historically, Disney releases discounts on their rooms, packages, stay, play, and dine, things of that nature around the fall for the following year. So for example, for our 2020 trip, there may be some discounts released October of this year, which would be next month. However, it is never a guarantee that you will get a discount on your trip. So when you book, don't book with the assumption that you will get this awesome discount. We have had that happen, but it's not a guarantee. So be content with the price as is, but there's always that possibility that you will qualify or that your package will qualify for some type of discount. Now, if you wait till the discount comes out and then decide to book, that's great. But if your trip is upcoming quickly, you may not get that guaranteed hotel or room that you want. So my suggestion is book early, and then when the discounts come out, they will still apply to your trip. Yes, you will still get them even if you've already booked. So that's a beautiful, scenario. So that's another way that we save, is we watch out for those yearly discounts. The next one that we do is, because we do book so early, we watch the flight prices. The travel is what is expensive. Airlines, it can be expensive, I guess I should say. Some people maybe have, access to great cheaper discounts or whatever. For us, the flights can be kind of expensive. And so because of the fact that I don't wait till the last minute to book, and usually we are months out, I have the freedom to be a little bit more picky and a little bit more flexible when it comes to airline prices. I will watch it every day, week after week, month after month. And sometimes there will be a random day where the prices just drop and we just jump on that and go ahead and do it. That's exactly what happened with this last time. I have been watching it for weeks and it has been stuck at the same number. And then randomly on like a Tuesday morning, it had dropped almost a full $200. I was like, oh, okay. So we just went ahead and did it, but we weren't under pressure to have to purchase tickets right now. The closer, and like, if your time of planning is very small, you will be forced to go with some higher price options because you don't have a choice, So book early and start watching those flight prices early. You just might catch a random day where they just drop for whoever knows, whatever their scientific reasons are, and you could save yourself, a couple $100 on your flight. So that's another one. We watch our flight prices early, and we have the freedom to be a little bit more picky and flexible, and can wait until a good deal comes along, and then we can buy our airline tickets. The next one is something we haven't done, but we are challenging ourselves to do. This trip around that is coming up, we have decided to try a no checked baggage rule. Now, I say this because it makes me cringe that even though we shared a suitcase on our last couple of trips, it was $30 to check it one way and then $30 to check it back. And my brain automatically says $60. Do you know where that extra $60 could have gone towards? It could have gone for more souvenirs or helped pay for the memory maker. It just, and my brain just fires off on that. Just seems expensive to me. I'm sure to most that's not that bad, but when you are trying to watch the money and still get the trip that you want, all those little expenses add up. So my husband and I both got a really very cool Star Wars, supposed to be airline size approved carry-on luggage and a backpack. So we will each have a carry-on and a backpack, and we have challenged ourselves to pack lightly, pack smartly, and be able to not have to check baggage and to save $60 right there. Will it work? We will see. I will let you know how that goes. I'm sure I'll do some packing videos because I'm gonna need to be watching some tips on how to pack 7 days worth of stuff into a carry-on. So anyways, guys, I'll let you know about that. But there's a way to save. If you can avoid checking your luggage, don't check it. Save that money. Okay, the next one I'm sure is going to ruffle some feathers, but let me say this is just for us. This is not for everyone. We save money by buying standard park tickets, no park hoppers. I have never felt that what they charge for the park hopper was worth it. However, if you are going for less than 4 days and you want to see all 4 parks, yes, park hopper is probably for you. But our trips are 4 days or more, and we buy 4 park tickets. We dedicate one park an entire day, and we plan our day out fairly well. We prioritize what we really want to see, what we really want to ride, and the places we really want to eat. So our days planned very well. We don't feel that we have missed out on anything. We start it very early in the morning, and sometimes we'll have breakfast reservations, and then we'll go see some attractions, and then we'll use some fast passes, and then we'll have a lunch reservation, use some more fast passes, and then we go back to the hotel. And we still know that after we take a rest or refresh, we're free to go back to that same park if we choose to, or we can hop on, the bus or the boat and spend the evening at Disney Springs. I'm telling you guys, we love Disney Springs. It is our second home away from home. The first one, of course, just being Disney. But so anyways, for us, for the money, for the time that we are there, we have never felt that park hopper was worth it. And we've never felt that we've missed out on anything. I guess it's because we prioritize what's really important to us and we get all that done first. And then if we're tired, we take a nice rest, or if we're not, we just keep on going. So we save money by avoiding the park hopper tickets. So that's something to consider if you are fine with going 1 day and dedicating an entire day to that park, seeing what you want. Maybe skip park hopper. See if it works for you and your group, your travel family. Okay, so this next one is not new to anybody, but it kind of goes into another tip of mine. Stash those Disney gift cards for your souvenirs. I cannot stress this enough. If you are planning a trip way out, start slow, start collecting those Disney gift cards. Make it part of your grocery list. Commit to buying 1 or 2 a month, and they will add up so fast. And here's the beauty of that. If you're like me, yes, you could easily just stash money in an envelope. I would be tempted. I would want to take it out here or there for little things, and I would tell myself, I'll just put it back, I'll just replace it, and then don't. And you end up with so much less than you originally could have. With the Disney gift cards, you can only spend it at Disney or the Shop Disney website. So if you stay off the Shop Disney website, you're going to be good to go, and you'll know there's some guaranteed fun souvenir money that you have stashed away. So that leads into my next way that I save. I make out a souvenir list before I go. I know that sounds crazy because you're like, Christina, it's Disney. There's no way you can know what they have and what's new and what's not. And you're right. But I try to be very careful to spend my money on things that I really am going to value or treasure or have a use for. By me making a generalized list, it keeps me from coming home with $100 worth of keychains and magnets, which I could easily do, but I would probably feel a little bit depleted, like I could get that anywhere. So I stick my souvenirs to sentimental items in park only or attraction specific items or limited time items. So I'm very kind of like methodical. Like, for example, this next trip, I already know I would like a big new throw blanket for our couch. Don't really know about the design yet, but I'm open to that. Let's see what else. I may go back and do the pick a pearl. I had done that on our honeymoon and it was so much fun, and I love the necklace, and I may hand that down one day. So that was sentimental. And then things that I can use. I'm in the kitchen all the time. I cook, I meal prep, I stock our freezer. So I wouldn't mind having some maybe Mickey kitchen utensils, measuring cups, spoons, things of that nature. So I think that saves me and really makes my money go towards souvenirs that I'm gonna really treasure. A good example is on our honeymoon, I knew I wanted a snow globe, and I was kind of surprised they weren't just everywhere. I guess that's more of a more nostalgic type of souvenir that you just don't see. But I knew I wanted one, and so my husband helped me look, and we searched all over Magic Kingdom and finally found one. And this is the one we got, and I absolutely love this. It does play. And it's Cinderella's castle, and it says Walt Disney World. But look at all the carvings. There's Tink, and there's a hidden Mickey. There's Mickey again. So anyways, this is something that I love to look at. It's a constant reminder of our honeymoon, and maybe one day if we had kiddos, I could maybe put in a nursery or something like that. Oops. It'll go for a minute. So anyways, guys, that's just kind of my suggestion, because it's so easy to walk into the parks and you're just surrounded with balloons and bubble wands and t-shirts and all that stuff, and it's so tempting, but you don't want to come home going, I could have gotten this stuff anywhere, you know, or you could find cuter t-shirts online at Etsy. So for me to save my money, to really get what I want, I actually do make a souvenir list. Granted, I leave a little bit for one or two, who knows, whatever items, you know, you just saw that popcorn bucket, had to have it, you know what I mean? So always allow for that, so you do feel you are splurging on a couple of things, but hopefully you'll come home with what you wanted and made your money work and stretch for you. Okay, so the next thing that we do to save is we do not charge anything to our resort room. I know that can feel fun and kind of luxurious if you decide, you know, hey, we want to have breakfast brought up one day or something that's fun like that, and charge it to your room. We try to decide in advance if we're going to do those things so that we actually just have cash in hand, because we prepay for everything. We do not come home to a credit card bill. When we come home, we're done. The trip has already been paid for. The souvenir money, when it's gone, it's just gone. And nobody wants to be checking out of Disney on the saddest day, and you go to the front and they hand you your receipt and go, here's all your room charges that you now owe. Oh, that's just crushing, you know? So if it's something that we know intentionally we're going to want to do that involves charging it to our room, we do put that into the budget. So it is not an unexpected charge, because those can add up really fast if you're not careful. So we avoid room charges while we are there. Another one is plan OOPs, out-of-pocket expenses. You can have the most detailed package, but there are still going to be some out-of-pocket expenses that are not covered. And we do our best to write down all those that might be planned and allow for those. A good example is on our honeymoon, we stayed at Port Orleans Riverside Resort, which I highly recommend. I had seen online that they offered horse-drawn carriage rides. Well, it's not something that was covered in my package or on a plan, or it was not free. So I knew in advance I was going to want to do this. So I called and find out how much it was, and I set that money aside. And then when we got to the resort, you go to the front to the concierge and you arrange a pickup time, and we went on a carriage ride. So yes, it was an out-of-pocket expense, but we have allowed for it and budgeted it and had the money, so it wasn't unexpected. So any little extra like that you think you might want to do, renting bikes or, you know, anything like that, give yourself a little extra cushion. Throw in a little bit of cash on the side just in case something like that crops up and you really want to be able to do it. You won't feel like you can't because you didn't allow for it in advance. So on top of planning for out of pocket, plan for unexpected out of pocket. Have just a little stashed for, you just don't know what was going to happen. You you just didn't know. You know, you forgot about to tip somebody or whatever it might be. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just have a little bit for any type of unplanned out-of-pocket expense. You will feel a lot more in control, and you won't be as paranoid about, great, now I have to get my credit card out or I have to get my bank card out. We don't even like to use those at all. We're there. Everything is prepaid. We have cash or we have Disney cards for. We don't even want to use our cards when we are, you know, on vacation. So the next one that we do, I should not even have to say this, and I know if you guys are familiar with DFB, Disney Food Blog, you will know I'm fixing to sound like AJ. AJ girl, if you're watching, love, love, love DFB. I would love to work for you one day. I think that would be the coolest thing in the world. But I'm going to push one of the things that you encourage us so much to do, and that is take your own refillable water bottle into the park. Do not spend those hard-earned, high-value snack credits or your own money on bottled water, y'all. It is almost $5 now. But remember, you're going to be in this park all day. You're going to be walking. You're going to be exercising in a sense. You're going to get thirsty. You're going to be dehydrated. So think ahead. Take that bottle. You can get free water at quick service locations. And recently, I saw on DFB, there have been in a couple of parks, a few little random scattered pop-up locations of a sort of kind of self-service water fillable machine. I feel like we might see more of those, which is a really neat idea. So you won't even have to go up to a quick service and ask. I'm not sure where they are, you guys. I'm so sorry. But this all goes back to be prepared. Have a bottle that you can refill and refill and refill with water. And it's something minor, but I'm telling you, when you get like a wicked headache or you are dehydrated and not feeling well, you will shell out whatever if you feel that you need water for that. And you don't want to have to be in that position. So take a refillable water bottle. It sounds like a small way to save, but it does save. Okay, the next one, we do not rent a car. Now, again, excuse me, like I said, guys, this is just for me and my husband. It might make sense for you to have the car, for you to have that luxury to know you can come and go when you please, and, you know, if you're on time constraints. We see vacation as a vacation. We do not want to have to drive ourselves anywhere. We do not want to have to be GPS, directions, getting lost, all that stuff. But as far as the saving money goes, we don't want to have to be paying to put gas in it and paying to park. You have to pay to park. It's not just like parking anywhere is free in Disney. And that's a whole nother expense. And so we just have felt we are there to be on vacation, to be driven around, to be, you know, escorted, whatever. So we take advantage of all of the free transportation options that are given, from all the way from, you know, Magical Express that takes us from the airport to our resort, to all the buses that take us into the parks, and at the select resorts that have the boat into Disney Springs. We enjoy being driven other places, you know. So that's a way that we do save, is we do not rent a car. Now, that does kind of lead into, on occasion, it's just going to happen. You're going to need an Uber. You're going to need a Lyft. But once again, we have planned out our days pretty much to where we know if there's a chance we might need an Uber for something, and we do allow that in the budget. We do set money aside for that just in case. You know, the last trip we were on when we went to Universal Studios, we had to Uber there and back 2 days. So it's just another one of those things, but it still was cheaper than renting a car and paying the parking for the parks and putting gas into it. So we save a little by not renting a car, taking advantage of all that free transportation that Disney does offer. Okay, the next one is a big one, and it's not a direct, this is how you save, but you just never know. Use a travel agent, guys. I'm telling you, don't be scared. Don't be intimidated. My travel agent, y'all know her. I have talked about her before. Her name is Allison Spruill. She is with Magical Vacation Planners. She is great. And I'm telling you, there's so much freedom in this. You can be involved or as uninvolved as you want to be, and they will help you with however you want to do that. They will let you book certain things if you want. If you aren't comfortable or you're worried you might not get a specific reservation, let them know. They will do that for you. But as far as saving goes, it always helps to have someone who is kind of going to get all that information first, you know, going to get all those notifications first, and you can rely that the information they give you is up to date and current. I have been victim a couple of times to reading things on Facebook and to message my vacation planner for her to go, that's actually a rumor, it's not true, and she was right. And I thought, oh my goodness. So for those of you that are nervous, it's a free service, you guys. It's not going to cost you anything, and she might save you money if she's able to find you ways to discount what it is that you're looking to achieve on your trip. So you just never know. Use a travel agent. I can't stress it enough. I promise. They're not going to just take over your trip or just leave you high and dry. Let them know how much you want to be involved, and then let them know what you are not comfortable with handling on your own, and they will definitely help you. I will put Allison's information down below, as well as just Magical Vacation Planners, guys. Just go check them out. Okay, here's the last how we save. Stay flexible in your package plans. I am here to tell you on firsthand experience, I had no idea being flexible can save you so much money. On our honeymoon trip, we had booked a resort, a dining plan, and our park tickets. We had currently, I think, the quick service dining plan reserved, but when the discounts came out, the way the packages lined out that particular season, if we would upgrade the dining to the standard, we actually would then qualify for this discounted tier of room, tickets, and food. So yes, we paid a little more to get the next up dining, but we saved in the end by just upgrading. And this I would not have known had it not been for my vacation planner. She is great about letting you know, hey, here's what's been released. Here's what you qualify right now, if you qualify for anything, and how maybe to tweak it so that you do qualify. So maybe your current package doesn't qualify for anything, but something as minor as maybe adding an extra night or adding an extra park day or changing up your dining, all of a sudden qualifies you now for these XYZ discounts. So there's a science to it. So be flexible. Be willing to change here and there a little to get some discounts. I have no problem doing that. Kind of same thing on our last trip. The way it all worked out is we had a great discount, and what we saved paid for another night at a different resort. So we were able to do like a little split stay and stay at Port Orleans one night and then the rest of the trip at Animal Kingdom Lodge. But that was only because of the money that we saved when that discount came out. So keep your eyes and ears open, but if you feel you're going to miss that or you're just not with it enough to be all that, that's where that travel agent will come in handy for you. She will help you out on that. Okay, so basically, guys, those are the things that we always do when we sit down to plan. How are we going to save? Those are our general tried and true go-tos. So there are only a few where we actually spend, but of course they are big ones. Okay, so the money that we saved with all of those things I just talked about, this is where we redirect some of those finances. Our resorts. We do prefer to stay in a moderate or a deluxe. We're not opposed to staying at a value. It just kind of hasn't cropped up yet that way with what we're wanting, our trips to be. So the moderate and deluxe are, of course, more expensive than the value. But when you only vacation once a year or once every 2 years, you kind of feel like, okay, we budget all year and we don't go on any other trips during the year. So let's pick a slightly nicer hotel, maybe with larger grounds, better dining options. And usually those tend to feel a little bit less, like kid heavy, I guess is a good word. So anyways, we do spend money on a moderate or a deluxe. We will put money into a room, into the resort, which is for us part of the experience. The second thing that we do spend our money on, which we find is valuable for us, is the memory maker. We're on our phone 24/7, and yes, we're taking pictures of each other and selfies and all that good stuff, but it is nice to walk in front of some of these iconic figures of the parks and have a photographer pose you and take a good quality photo, and then sometimes they add a little magic special graphics to the afterwards. So for us personally, the memory maker is worth it. We do the memory maker and we have been so happy with it. It has paid for itself. If you look into buying photos individually that were taken as opposed to the cost of the entire package, guys, I'm not kidding you. I think it comes out to like less than 10 pictures if you were going to buy individually. And I remember on our honeymoon trip, I think they took up to 300 photos. Like, for real. So anyways, everyone's experience is different with Memory Maker, but that is an area that we do choose to spend our money on. So that's another one. Number 3, the dining plan. My husband and I are fairly cost conscious. We do not eat out a whole lot. We try to limit those. We even plan our eat outs to 1 a week or 1 every 2 weeks during the month. I cook every other meal. We take leftovers for lunch. You know, we just do not splurge heavily on food throughout the year. So something for us, the experience of the vacation is the dining, getting to experience these amazing table service restaurants. Disney really is top notch when it comes to some of their food options. And for us, that is part of the vacation experience. You know, like I said, it'd be different if we ate out all the time where we live, but we just do not. And so for us, thinking that we might have steak 3 times a week and then lobster one night and having, you know, an appetizer and a dessert with all of our meals, to us, that is huge because that's just not our day-to-day norm. So, and we save money by not eating out as often, which we put into our Disney trip. It's like the circle of life there, you guys. So we do invest in the dining plan. So far, we have done the quick service and just the standard Disney dining plan. Our upcoming trip, we have the deluxe dining plan, and I will tell you, I can't even wrap my brain around how much food this is. I've been reading about it. So I will definitely let you know afterwards kind of how everything went, but we are on the deluxe dining plan this time. So for us, for what we enjoy, the dining plan is worth it. That's something we are willing to skimp on other things in order to pay for. The 4th and kind of, I guess you could say final thing is we do like those extra ticketed events. Good example, fireworks dessert party, which is an extra charge, an extra fee. And this time we are going, hopefully we will be able to get tickets. I haven't seen the dates yet, but hopefully we'll be able to get tickets for the after hours at Magic Kingdom. It is a hard ticketed event, so it's a whole separate type of entry, I guess you could say, ticket price. And it's up there, you know, even the fireworks dessert party with everything that you're getting, it's up there. It's a little pricey. But so much of that falls back to the whole, you know, well, we're not doing a park hopper and we're, you know, we're not going to charge anything to the room. And so all those other things, this is where those extra funds go into. We do love the dessert fireworks parties. And like I said, I'm really, really hoping that we can, I'm hoping we can pull off the after hours for Magic Kingdom this year. So, and an example like the carriage ride, like, I don't know if we would do it again. It was a lot of fun, but we'd have to go over to Port Orleans Riverside to do that. But it's kind of like saying that's where we're willing to spend, is these very specific experiences. We're kind of weird. We're not parade or people that enjoy the shows as much. I know that's awful. We just, I don't know, it's just kind of not our thing. So we are not as big into going to certain parade type events. The fireworks, yes, we enjoy that. The one show that we really do enjoy was the Indiana Jones show, the live action one. That was a lot of fun. But for the most part, we're into other kind of events. So anyways, guys, those are some of the ways, or the areas that we are willing to splurge on, and some of the ways we are not willing to spend our money on. We want to shave those dollars, cut those extras in order to pay for these extras. So anyways, guys, sorry this video was so long. I just kind of wanted to share with you how we process and plan, and how we squeeze dollars out of one thing and put into something else that we really wanted to do. I'm really excited about this upcoming trip. I still kind of am in shock, you guys. If you don't know, my husband surprised me with this. He planned the dates. He planned all the advanced dining reservations. He picked the resort. Like, I kind of didn't know what to do because I wasn't involved from the planning from the get-go. Him and my vacation lady were, you know, in cahoots, and they were, you know, she was helping him keep this a surprise and plan it. So basically he just left the fast passes up to me and, you know, helping packs, all that good stuff. So anyways, guys, where do you spend and where do you save? What's important to you? You know, what are you willing to totally scrimp on, and what are you willing to just totally shell it out for? You know, I would love to know. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm so sorry this is such a long video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and please tell me in the comments below, what are some of the things that you feel are splurge worthy, and what are some things that you were like, no go. Don't spend the money on. I would love to know. Maybe I'll change up my list. That would be really cool. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And as always, have a magical day. Bye, y'all.